Welcome back to a Fox News alert. Voting is now underway in Louisiana for the state's primary elections. And of course, all eyes are on the Republican Senate race because voters are going to decide whether to keep an incumbent Senator, Bill Cassidy, or go a new route with one of the with either the Trump-backed Louisiana Congresswoman Julia Letlow or State Treasurer John Fleming. Cassidy faces an uphill battle with MAGA supporters after voting to convict Trump in his second impeachment trial. And today, President Trump, weighing in, called Cassidy a disloyal disaster who is bad for Louisiana. Joining us now to respond for tonight's first exclusive big close-up is Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy. Senator, endorsements don't always make a race, but I guess sometimes endorsements can break a race. You heard what I just read. What's your best pitch to the voters in Louisiana who are also strong Trump supporters and MAGA supporters?
If you're voting for the future of Louisiana, you're voting for Bill Cassidy. If you want to look at something 5 years ago, you can. But if you want to look 5 years from now, I'm your guy. One example, because I helped negotiate the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, $13.5 billion is coming to our state for roads and bridges, sewer and water. Most recently, the Trump administration releasing $1.3 billion, making sure that everyone has access to high-speed, affordable internet. My opponent opposed that bill. My opponent would have it that we do not get $13.5 billion. Not quite sure why, except maybe she's afraid of being criticized. To be a leader, you have to be willing to be criticized when you know you're right. And now people who criticize me are cutting ribbons, being thankful for the bill. If you're voting for your future, vote Bill Cassidy.
Senator, we appreciate you being on with us and, being forthright. I do have to ask you, being forthright myself, do you have any regrets about going toe-to-toe with President Trump, especially given his popularity in your state, voting for impeachment, and then also some things on down the line there? President Trump was pretty pointed in his message about you on Truth Social. I won't read all the language that he used to describe you, but it wasn't very flattering. What's your response, A, and B, do you have any regrets going up against the president?
The president and I actually worked very well together. Recently, the president has signed into law 4 bills that I negotiated or actually wrote, one of which, the Halt Fentanyl Act, which gives law enforcement another tool to fight against cartels bringing in fentanyl. As I'm standing directly behind the president and he's signing it into law, he says that this will be one of the most important bills he signs this year. My loyalty is to the United States, to Louisiana, my fellow Americans, and the folks who live in my state. Oh, I'm so proud of that loyalty, and I'll continue to be loyal, working with whoever I can so that the people I represent have a better life. You can say whatever you want. No one can doubt I have the courage of my convictions, that I'm working for the future of my state and the future of my country. I'm incredibly proud of that.
Chairman Jason Chaffetz, you and I got to serve in the Congress for a little while, but my question for you is still about Donald Trump. I mean, knowing what you know now about the farce that was put forward to the American people and the Congress, knowing what you know now, would you still vote to actually convict Donald Trump of the charges that he was put up for?
Reporters always love to ask that question. I'm a doctor. You give me all the information I can, I make a decision, I move on. I don't keep on going back, oh, what happened 5 years ago? I'm thinking about what's going to happen 5 years from now.
Senator, with all due respect, you just talked about the stuff you've done for the last 5 years. You just touted everything you've done for the last 5 years. Why can't you answer that question? Did you or did you not?
Hey, Jason,
knowing what you know now, I want you to answer that question. Would you or would you not actually vote to convict, knowing what you know now? It's a simple question.
Yeah, Jason, you may go back and flagellate yourself over decisions in the past. I do not. I move on. By the way, what I'm talking about is not just the present, it is the future. By the way, the future also includes that if somebody wants somebody working for the state of Louisiana for the future, not fixated on the past, then polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. Get out there and vote. But by the way, I will continue to vote for the future of Louisiana, working well with President Trump and anyone else. I'm about the future.
Senator, you said that you work very well with President Trump, but clearly you're not on his Christmas card list right now. So let me just ask you this, because we've seen other people have dust-ups with the president, Elon Musk, even President Xi of China, right? And they were able to repair their relationships to some degree. Can you do that with President Trump? Is there any way that you can repair that relationship? And doesn't it behoove the voters of Louisiana for their senator to have a good relationship with the president?
After the president had signed 4 of my bills into law in the last several months, his team then came to my office and they asked me to help them write legislation to further lower the cost of pharmaceuticals. Actually, after the president endorsed my opponent, his team called my office to work on judicial appointments. Let me contrast that with my opponent. She has never had a piece of legislation signed into law. I've had dozens signed into law, including those I just described by the president. I'm not saying the president likes me. You don't have to like somebody to work together for the good of our country and for the good of my state. And by the way, polls close at 8. Get out there and vote if you've not yet voted, if you're voting for Bill Cassidy.
Well, Senator, we appreciate you coming on. It's the last day in the primary. You got to come on and make your case. I think you've done that. I'll give you one last chance here. Is there anything that you think voters need to know that they don't?
Yeah, this is about the future of our state. Do you want somebody who's focused and fixated on doing good for you or doing well for themselves? I'll point out that my opponent has traded in stocks 2 to 3 days after there was a subcommittee hearing before her, and then she traded in that company's stock. That's what the president accused Nancy Pelosi of doing. I do good for my state. She's done pretty well for herself. Vote for the person doing good for your state.
All right, Senator Bill Cassidy, thanks for coming on. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.